20 Treasures, Karen Buchanan from Gairloch Museum talks about a letter to the Gairloch Crofters by Dr. John Mackenzie, 1856.
I nominated it because although it's quite unassuming in appearance, it documents a period of dramatic changes that occurred on the Gairloch estate in this part of the Northwest Highlands during a period of history where there was a great deal of socioeconomic turbulence. I think the language in which it's written tells us quite a lot about the relationship between the Mackenzies of Gairloch and their tenants. And it also gives us a really nice snapshot just of that period in time, which, as I say, was one of great change. It was written by Dr. John Mackenzie of Gairloch. He was the son of Sir Hector, the 4th Baronet, and he took on the role of trustee and factor of the Gairloch estate following the untimely death of his brother Francis in 1843. So for the following 13 years, he worked as factor of the estate. He worked really hard to introduce agricultural reform and to improve the land and the lot of his tenants. When his nephew came of age and he handed over the reins to the estate, he wrote this letter to his tenants outlining how much better off he felt they were in 1856 when he was leaving than they had been when he took over the running of the estate in 1841. And he wrote to them in English and in Gaelic. Of course, Gaelic would have been the first language of most of his tenants at that time. And he contrasts the management of the Gairloch estate with that of other Highland estates. He impresses on his tenants their good fortune, that their landlord is so interested in the land to act as his own factor. He contrasts that with the absentee landlordism that was becoming increasingly common in the 1850s in the Highlands. And he points out to his tenants, as I mentioned, various changes in their lot that he feels have come about as a result of his factorship. It's a period where we have, it takes in the Great Highland Famine, it takes in the destitution years, it takes in the end of the Highland clearances. So there is a lot happening in the Highlands generally at this period. But I think this notion that Dr. John stresses, that the Gairloch estate was different from other Highland estates. Dr. John's changes, his efforts at improvement, were not universally popular among his tenants. However, there weren't clearances on the Gairloch estate, and the Mackenzies of Gairloch, as landlords, did try very hard to ensure that the land would support their tenants. Dr. John felt very strongly about this. So it does contrast with that the story, I suppose, that we generally hear of what's happening in the Highlands at that time, which is largely that of estates being cleared or good land being cleared, people being displaced, and mass emigration.
For more information, visit www.scottisharchives.org.uk/treasures.